A briefing where it formally updated the nation on its Choose Jamaica general election campaign headed by Dr. Christopher Tufton. General Secretary Dr. Horace Chang exuded confidence that once the balance sheets have been opened, Jamaicans will choose Jamaica.
I'm confident Jamaican people will check and come to the right answer. In terms of the campaign leadership, Dr. Tufton is head of the campaign committee and a number of subcommittees which is outlined, and the Secretariat continues to play an active role. Work that is myself, the 4 Deputy General Secretaries, and the party leader and the party chairman, which form the essential core of the party administration. So that the campaign evolves around that team. The communication team is headed by Senator Abkafis Henley and Minister Dana Morris Dixon.
Dr. Tufton, chairman of the campaign committee, shared a glimpse of what's to be expected.
We will have a lot more to say. Others have been going around the country, taking the opportunity to speak, which is their right so to do in our democracy, making accusation, innuendos. There's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of mudslinging. That's not our modus operandi. That's not the mood, the tone that we wish for this campaign. And as chairman, I certainly will play my part as part of the team to push for a campaign based on issues, a campaign that will be fought by all of us at the level of the constituencies, at the level of the spokespersons, and at the level of the party. But ultimately, it is a campaign that is asking for the support of Jamaicans to carry on the work that we have clearly already done.
He insists more Jamaicans feel safe now when compared to years past under the PNP's leadership.
A lot had to be done to get us to this point, and we are prepared to debate that. But the reality is more Jamaicans feel safer than they ever did, and certainly prior to the end of 2015 when the others were in office. And we intend to campaign on that record, and we are prepared to challenge anyone on that achievement.
And although there's no clear timeline as to when a manifesto will be presented, St. Catherine Northeast MP and event host Kerencia Morrison says it's critical they share the party's achievements.
The books must reflect, the story must be told, that under this Jamaica Labour Party-led administration, we have achieved more than any other government in the history of this country. Generations of Jamaicans must know what this Jamaica Labour Party has done for them and their children.
And Dr. Chang had stern words for the prospective candidates, some of whom have been embroiled in political disputes over political poster removals and other paraphernalias. As Jamaica continues to anticipate Decision 2025, the country pauses to commemorate the celebration of emancipation and its 63rd anniversary of independence. However, bold claims from the ruling political party has raised questions on the prospective budget for these celebrations from the opposition. We take a look now with Crystal Williams. We apologize for the audio absence. However, the general secretaries of the 2 main political parties were called to a meeting by the political ombudsman earlier today, where, among other things, the recent incidents of tearing down of political campaign signs were discussed. Both the JLP and the PNP have agreed that the unauthorized removal of signs, posters, billboards, as well as other instances of destruction of property are direct violation of that right and is counterproductive for our democracy. They also unreservedly reject violence and intimidation in any form and appeal to all Jamaicans to join in restoring calm and civility to the campaign process ahead of the general election. The parties have also committed to call on their supporters to maintain respect for each other and respect of private property. Now, the meeting was very timely based on the latest saga coming out of Manchester. And that saw the politicians already taking a stand in the direction to be civil. We hear more from Carolyn Brown.
Vote is the most prevalent four-letter word plastered in ideal spots in every parish now, affixed in either green for the governing Andrew Holness-led Jamaica Labour Party or orange for the Mark Golding opposition People's National Party. The other distinction happens to be the names and images of the individuals from either side vying for the votes as well in the constituencies. Unfortunately, the complaints continue to mount about the destruction of property. Instead of flying high like the rest of her poster board, Rhoda Moy Crawford in Manchester Central claiming it's not the first, but in this case, the morning after it was erected, it was destroyed.
And I am again calling on my opponent to rein in his supporters and to publicly condemn these actions.
Well, her appeal did not fall by the wayside as the PNP candidate in response writes, quote, I, Donovan Mitchell, hereby do condemn it and appeal to both sides to cease and desist this creeping deterioration in our nation. He also notes our constituents are neighbours and friends who enjoy a level of cordiality and respect for each other's views, despite political affiliations. My campaign has always encouraged civility and tolerance, as these recent events of destruction of campaign materials by either party must be condemned, end quote. At least, there seems to be no personal opposition on a civil style of campaigning in the Crawford-Mitchell battle based on their pronouncements.
These actions do not reflect the position of residents, constituents and voters. And I am again calling on my opponent to rein in his supporters and to publicly condemn these actions. We don't want this kind of politics and campaigning in Manchester Central. I have always promoted and have run very clean campaign. My campaign activities, my discharge of my duties as Member of Parliament has always been to respond to the needs of all my constituents. This is not the politics I practice or represent.
The political scene in Mandeville is intensifying as People's National Party caretaker for Manchester Central, Donovan Mitchell, denies claims of achievement made by his political counterpart. This as he and his political opponent, Member of Parliament Rhoda Moy Crawford, spoke on CVM's lead story last evening. Kevin Black reports
that once the name Rhoda Moy Crawford appears on that ballot, I will be victorious.
Member of Parliament for Manchester Central, Rhoda Moy Crawford, is confident she'll secure a second term as MP, insisting the PNP are unable to deliver. This as she remains unfazed by the opposition's efforts to claim her political seat. Crawford was a guest on CVM's Lead Story Prime on Tuesday.
In 2024, the candidates of the PNP, they went into the divisions. They promised the constituents pie in the sky. They have not been able to deliver. And there's growing frustration among constituents in Manchester Central regarding the level of representation that they have seen from the PNP councillors. And the other thing that is a plus for me is that constituents in Manchester Central, they have become frightened by what happened in 2024. And persons, if you come in Manchester Central, you will feel and see the energy on the ground. Persons have expressed, I have an army of 1,000 party workers across the 4 divisions, and they are standing with me, they're lifting me tall, and I have very, very good support from the business community in the constituency and the church groups.
In pointing out how well she's been catering to the older demographic, Crawford highlighted numerous contributions for which not just the seniors are grateful, but their children too.
First of all, the road infrastructure. I've been able to repair more than 37 roads in less than 5 years. So persons in that age group, they're very appreciative of the work that I have done with the road network. Just a few months ago, we broke ground for the Mount Nelson development, which will offer almost 1,800 housing solutions. Over the last 4+ years, I've spent $30 million on education, because had it not been for education, I couldn't be sitting here.
On the other end of the spectrum, her opponent, People's National Party caretaker for Manchester Central, Mayor Donovan Mitchell, boasted of his edge, insisting he offers a higher quality of representation and availability than his counterpart. He also refuted Crawford's list of improvements, highlighting concerns about the road infrastructure.
She's not truthful in saying that she has done this road, because in the list, and some of those roads have been done either by the municipality or by various councillors in the various districts. I will tell you, because I know how things go. That's why I'm meeting with the community, because we are going to be doing a little road patching in that community, or a little piece of road in there. And I made sure I told the entire community, because there's a thing that she does, is that as soon as the road is finished, she takes pictures and posts them as if she has done them.
Both of these aspirants intend to figuratively squash the other like an ant as they go head-to-head in the upcoming elections. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
There's more